Hi friends, welcome to the channel. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for stopping by. And for those who are new to the channel, my name is Ricky and this is Ricky's Puzzle and Book Chat. So to start out with the puzzle portion of this video, I pulled one of my Halloween puzzles to work on. It's a 1,000 piece by Springbok and it's called Enchanted Cat. And look at the image on this puzzle. I'm telling you, it is so beautiful. From the greens to the purples to the green fur, the flowers. And now I have to admit, this puzzle was not only was it fun and enjoyable, but it was a difficult puzzle. And probably on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being difficult with a solid color puzzle, I'd probably rank this as a 6 or 7. Mainly because so many dark features are in this puzzle, like this the night sky with the stars and the portion that gave me the most difficult was actually this portion of the under the brim of the hat and this purplish dark fur. But overall, I had a great experience on the puzzle, and I didn't want to really rush the puzzle because I like to enjoy my puzzles, take time looking at it, and piecing together the puzzle pieces, and just having a fabulous time on it. I think I actually bought this puzzle last Halloween in 2024, but I did check the website today. When I say website, I mean Springbok's official website, and I would urge you to go out there and actually register. But when I checked the website for this puzzle, it was out there, still available, and I believe it was retailing for like $19.99 or 95 cents. But they currently on the website, as of today, have a promotion going on. If you buy 3 or more puzzles in your cart, it will take off 25% of each of those puzzles. And recently I went on a little spree and bought me about, I think, 10 puzzles, and I'll be showing those in a future haul video because the discount was so much worth it, just going out there and choosing all those beautiful puzzles and looking at those puzzles that I have. But anyway, going back to the puzzle here, like I said, it was on a scale of 1 to 10, probably on a scale level of a 6. This was a difficulty level, and again, it's mainly the colors of the hat, the brim, the forehead of the cat, the dark spaces. And so what I decided to do when I tackled the puzzle, and you'll see it in the time lapse coming up in this video, I decided to build, I guess, what we'd call islands. So for example, I'd start out with the flowers, which is very distinctive, the different color flowers here, different flowers and plants here. And then from there, I just started building certain sections that were very identifiable. I pulled all these light greens and started working on that. And then I started working on the hat. And then slowly I progressed to the cat's face, which was very distinctive. From there, it just seemed to come together pretty good and pretty easy after I got some of the larger sections pieced together. But then dealing with these black dark pieces, it was sort of got into the challenging mode. But I do highly recommend the puzzle. I think it is one of the prettiest puzzles that I've ever put together. And I'm not sure if this actually fits in with Halloween type theme puzzles, because I can see myself building this puzzle again any time of the year. But anyway, stay tuned for the time lapse, and I hope you enjoy this. And I want to take the special time at this moment to thank any new subscribers who've come along. I really enjoy that, and honestly, seeing any comments that you have out there, I would definitely love to hear from you. If you've got this puzzle, if you've worked a Springbok puzzle, let me know in the comments your thoughts, or let me know your favorite puzzle company. I would love to hear from you on that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the time lapse. Now stay tuned after the time lapse. I'm going to show some of my books I pulled, and they have a little bit of a horror theme. And don't worry, I don't give away any spoilers or anything. I just show you my collection that I have. But anyway, with that said, I hope you have a great day, and thank you so much for stopping by. Bye now. All right, I've decided to do a 1,000-piece Springbok puzzle entitled Enchanted Cats. And look at the image on this puzzle, on this box. It's got some beautiful flowers. We got a bewitching type cat with greenish colors. And look at the actual witch's hat on here. It's so pretty. The colors are just really, really vibrant. A nice dark colorish greens. A sort of dark colored puzzle, but I think it's going to be so beautiful when I actually work on this puzzle. I can't wait to work on it. And I think I actually bought this last Halloween, last year of 2024. And I'm so glad I did. Look how lovely this puzzle is going to be. And as we look at the side here, if you're ever looking for artist information, it usually is around the scan code right here. But for this particular puzzle, I do not see an artist listed, so I'm going to check on their website to see if I can find the name of it when I actually put the puzzle together. But looking on the side here, we have the standard Springbok side, 1,000 pieces, Enchanted Cat, 1,000-piece Springbok, Springbok Original, 1,000. And when we turn it over, we see advertisements for other puzzles. And I currently have this one, Oceanside Sunset. That's really beautiful. I haven't put it together yet. I've got this one, and I've got this one. And I put this together already on the in the past, but I haven't featured it on the channel. But anyway, that's the box. And look how beautiful that is. All right, let's go ahead and open up the box and see what kind of pieces we're going to work with. Okay, got our notification of a free gift for new members on the website. Okay, we got our beigeish backing, brownish backing. Look at those pieces. And of course, I see my Springbok dust. What's a Springbok puzzle without a little dust, right? Or in their case, a lot of dust. It doesn't take away from the puzzling experience. Oh boy, look at the vibrant colors here. Let's get this bag open and see what we're going to be working with. And what I do is on these plastic bags, I cut a little slip on the end and I reuse it because I will retape the puzzle back up in the bag once I'm done with it. So let's pull these pieces out. Wow. Yep, there's my Springbok pieces. Look at these beautiful colors. I'm seeing my standard Springbok shapes. And of course, what's a Springbok without having to disassemble 2 pieces or more? Look at the vibrant colors on these. Oh boy, I love this puzzle. I can tell it's going to be a delight, a joy to work on. All right, so let me get to taking apart all the little freebies, and then I'll do a sort in my sorting tray, and we'll start putting this puzzle together. Sound. Get in here for a good view of this. Okay, this is where I'm at on the sort here. But of course, I've got in my sorting tray the edge pieces, and I've got the cat pieces in the hat, and I've got the background in the green at the top. And then down here I have miscellaneous black background pieces. Then over here I have the flower pieces. And I know right now it's looking pretty dark on camera, but I'm very optimistic that I'll be able to work it in sections like the top, then the cat, then the flowers, and just poke in between the various other pieces. So I can't wait to get started on this. It's going to be a real fun, beautiful puzzle. All right, I'm about to complete this puzzle. And I had such a good time on it. I have to admit, it was a difficult image to put together. But not all puzzles can be easy, right? But I tell you, this was really fun. I love this image. Enchanted Cat. So much fun. Now if I can figure out the last few pieces here. There we go. And the last piece to go in. Oh, wow. Sorry about the glare. Look at this puzzle. Isn't this beautiful? Enchanted Cat, 1,000 pieces by Springbok. There's my beautiful puzzle piece shapes. I love this image. Loved it. Wow, so much fun. All right, as you can see, I've now finished the puzzle and I brought it outside. Enchanted Cat. Look at this, how beautiful it is under the sun. Isn't that pretty? Look how the colors pop. I'll get a little closer so I don't cast a shadow on it. This puzzle was really fun to work on. It was challenging, I have to admit. It's one of the most, not the most difficult, but one of the difficult puzzles I put together, and it's because of all these dark pieces. But I knew that when I started out that it would be somewhat of a task to put together. But look at the image of this. Isn't that sweet? I love this colors. I love this image. I love this artwork. Had a great time on this puzzle. Look at that. My favorite Springbok shapes, 1,000 pieces. Look at those piercing yellow eyes. Real fun puzzle. All right, friends, it's that time. I'm going to try the one hand pickup challenge for this beautiful Springbok puzzle, 1,000 pieces, Enchanted Cat. All right, let me pet this baby down. Make sure kitty cat's in place. And let's go for it. Let me grab me a section. Oh, wow, look at that. Thank you, Springbok. I love the quality of your puzzles. Isn't that beautiful? Now the trick is to putting it back down. Can't go wrong with a Springbok. Absolutely love it. Highly recommend this puzzle. Go out and get you a copy. You will not be disappointed. All right, I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. I sure did enjoy building this puzzle. Now, one thing I would note about my time lapses, unlike a lot of other YouTube video or YouTube puzzlers out there, my time lapses are sort of long, maybe on a little too long for them. But when I actually watch the videos back, I'm thinking, well, that's really what they want to see. They want to see the puzzle being built. So let me know in the comments what you think of my time lapse. I try to mix in a little bit of fast speed, a little bit of real puzzling. And overall, I hope you do enjoy that because, like I said, obviously I can create a video and just say, hey, here's the puzzle I built. But I also wanted to include a time lapse for it because I know a lot of people like to, sit down on the couch or watch their television with YouTube on and maybe enjoys watching an extensive time lapse. Anyway, like I said, the puzzle was highly enjoyable. I had a great time on it. It was a difficulty level up there on a 6 on a scale of 1 to 10. But I sort of like that. I sort of like the fact that it wasn't very easy to do. It was required me searching for pieces and putting those pieces in. And once it was complete, it was so satisfying. But anyway, along with this channel, I like to pull some of my books. Most of the time I pull vintage books, but this time I just pulled a few of my paperbacks books from some of my favorite authors. And it's along the lines of a horror theme or thriller type theme books here. So the first one I'm going to pull and show you is one of my favorite writers of suspense, horror, paranormal, crazy lab scientists, doctors, whatever you want to call his genre. He's got quite a bit of books out there that pretty much fits in all kinds of categories. And his name is Dean Koontz, and I don't know if anybody who hasn't really read any of his books, but this book, I read this and it was a page turner. I had a hard time putting it down. Nothing really spectacular about this cover art, but it is a book that I highly recommend. It's called Soul Survivor. And I'm going to try to move the book around a little bit because I'm sure that light is putting off a glare. But look at that. Isn't that nice? Real fun book. And here's a picture of the author on the back. I've read this probably about 10 years ago. And I probably need to reread it again because I vaguely remember what it's about. Highly enjoyable book. Another book I've got of his is called Mr. Murder. And I really remember this one being a page turner also. But look at that cover art. Real fast book to read. Quite thrilling. Very suspenseful. He's one of these, action is always going on in the books. You have a hard time putting it down. But one of my favorite authors of all time that I love, and I have just about all her books, is Anne Rice. And one of the books that was one of my favorites is called The Mummy. Nothing spectacular about this book cover, but I just want to show you the book I pulled. I love her books. Her books tend to just pull you in, and you really feel vested in the characters that she created. I really, really love her books. And these books here, I pulled the first three, are in her Vampire series books. And I think that's basically what she's known for, is her Vampire series books. And it all started out with Interview with the Vampire. Now, I got this book when they released the movie, about 25, 30 years ago. And this started the whole craze for me. Once they released the movie, I'm the type of person, before I go see a movie that's based on a book, I have to read the book. So I went out and grabbed this book, could not put it down. It was a page turner, got invested with the characters. And I knew there was, it was the first one in a series, and it was really enjoyable getting in the series of these books. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, if there's any Anne Rice fans out there, I believe she wrote 10 or 11 vampire books in the series, but this one started it all. The next book is the second book in the series called The Vampire Lestat. Nothing spectacular about the cover, but again, I just wanted to pull it and show you the book. Maybe to go along with a horror theme or a Halloween theme that's coming up shortly. The highly enjoyable book. I had a difficulty time putting these books. I know I've said this about all these books, but a real fun read. And the third one I got is called The Queen of the Damned. And this one was real fun. Real good book to read. I was like, oh, I can't believe that. You know, it's one of those books where you just are sort of somewhat shocked at every turn. This was a very good one. But anyway, if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. And thank you for my regular subscribers who've been watching this from the beginning. I do appreciate it. One thing I would love to do is, or encourage you to do, is go out and make a comment. I would love to hear from you. I'd like to make friends, because that's one thing I wanted to do on this channel, is make friends. And I have made a few friends since I started this channel back in July. And obviously stay tuned, because what I'm going to do is in future videos, my videos primarily are about Springbok puzzles. I'm a big super fan of Springbok puzzles. I love their puzzles, and a lot of other YouTubers or puzzlers out there reference the other big companies, but this one is solely dedicated to Springbok puzzles, primarily on the contemporary, modern, maybe going 10 to 15 years back, and then the vintage. I have quite a bit of vintage collection, and I'm going to pull some of those and start working on those, except for the main issue is that I love the contemporary puzzles, the newer puzzles that they release. I love their images. I think they're so much more engaging, especially over the images that were created by when Hallmark ran Springbok Puzzles in the 70s, in which they took pictures of inanimate objects, just photos of objects, which they're good, and they have their very special aspects about those puzzles. But the art that's being created now by Springbok, I absolutely love the images that they're creating. And one thing I wanted to show you on the box, why I have it here in front of me. If you're ever looking for the artist, sometimes that's a complaint or an issue that Springbok has, is that they don't really fully acknowledge the artist on their boxes. But if you're ever looking for the artist, it will be over here by the barcode or whoever created the art. Now in this case of this puzzle, I could not find an artist. I looked online, I Googled it. It did not have an actual name that came up with it, but I did notice on the side here it says Springbok Studios, which tells me that is their in-house art department that actually created this beautiful image. And again, like I said, as of today, the puzzle is still available on their website. And if you really like their puzzles and you see one that catches your eye, I would urge you to buy it or to go ahead and get it, because sometimes they go out of stock and they don't replenish that stock supply. But again, you won't be disappointed working on this puzzle. You'll like the challenging aspects of it, but the beauty of it, I can't really justify it on how pretty it is in person, other from being on a video, other than the fact that you'll just have to try to get a copy and actually experience that. But with that said, I do hope you have a great day. I'm so thankful that you stopped by, and I would love to hear from you, especially if you put together any Springbok puzzles and what were your favorites and what you thought of those. And so with that said, I do hope you have a great day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye now. You daddy's girl. Are you daddy's girl? What are you into? What are you into? What you think, Fabio? Fabio! A good boy. What's back there, Margot, huh? Somebody in there? Counting my blessings. What a beautiful day.